Good morning, my name is Ruth Sandoval. I'm a parent of 4 kids at Oasis Charter School. You know, we started this process advocating about 2 years ago. We were just asking for teacher aides in our classrooms. To that, our principal told us that it would cost for 2 more hours of work, it would cost our school $185,000 more a year, and it would cause our school to close, our charter to be revoked, and we would lose everything. After that, we started asking for simple things like Spanish translation of documents. She would refuse to translate. As of today, for 2 years, she's refused to translate one single document in Spanish. Even our English Learner Program, which is predominantly made up of our Spanish-speaking parents, after we asked her to translate the documents, our first meeting we had half documents in Spanish, and this next meeting she took them all away and it was only in English. I don't understand why she's discriminating against our Spanish speakers and myself, especially after asking for them. My 4 kids are here, and we're here, and there's some parents here because last night the principal at a PTA meeting served me and my wife with notice that we will no longer be allowed on campus because of our violent, abusive behavior. She told me if I stepped 1 foot off of the car, that she would call the police and have me arrested, and she would put the school in a lockdown. You all have copies of the letters that both me and my wife received last night at our PTA. We're heavily involved parents. I'm a big guy, but if any of you have spoken with me, I'm not by far an aggressive guy. I actually make an intention to be kind. My kids were told yesterday in their classroom that their parents aren't going to be allowed to go on any field trips anymore. I asked this board to react to these issues. I don't think any parent should be threatened with being arrested if there's no cause. If there is, absolutely. If somebody feels harassed, they should call the cops, but there should be a fair chance for investigation. My children all came home crying because they were all informed by their teacher. They're gonna speak with you today, and this is hard for our family. You know, there's a lot of issues at Oasis. Our school's under investigation, as Ms. Petowski well knows, by the FPPC and the district attorney now I hear. So I can't understand why nobody will help us. I've already asked Alice Lisa to put a representative on the ground, which is in our charter. They can actually have somebody visit our school every day to help ensure the safety of our parents. Since, I think in the last 30 days, we probably lost 10 families, mostly Spanish speaker, after they felt that there's no hope for them. A mom asked for help, academic help for her daughter. She was denied it, not even one single math page. The kids are exiting our school. It's a charter school, it's a public school. I don't think any other public school could be run like this. Now I understand the limit of oversight with charter schools, but this behavior is unacceptable. And I've seen a lot of you on these emails, especially Ms. Petowski. So she's very well aware of the situation at Oasis, and I can't understand it. I really can't. I just ask for the community to step in and help us get back on track. We have so much documentation from the principal giving us all these letters. I have emails where she said that providing childcare was not legally permissible by law. After we had our biggest attendance of teachers, aides, janitorial staff, community members, and parents at a board meeting where there was childcare at noon the very next day, the principal thanks us all for going and sends out a message where she canceled childcare. She not only canceled childcare for the board meetings, she actually canceled childcare for the entire school events. Okay. Yes, 1 month after that, she did reinstate childcare for school events, but
when I started going to Oasis, my parents were there every field trip. And now they can't go because of what she did, and it's not fair. Because my mom went to every field trip with me, and she doesn't trust other people. Let her go. Other people trust her, now she can't go. It's not fair for her family, just us. They've been targeting us for years. That's all.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ruth. I have 4 kids at Oasis, and I volunteer at the school every single day. I have been there every day. If it's not dropping off something for a teacher, if it's not a field trip, if it's not, I'm there every single day. I've been there for 3 years. And when you're there so much and you see so many things that are wrong, you start to question, you start to get intimidating letters. I got shunned from teachers because the principal had them stop talking to me. when we started bringing things out that we started to find, and other parents have gone through the same thing, we started getting letters at our behavior. I've never been disrespectful with one teacher, with anyone in the office, never. And when I brought up nepotism, the principal hired her sister to be the secretary. When I brought that up, everything went downhill for me, and she's been trying to find a way to get us out. I'm there every single day. The teachers know me. These letters are lies, and now not being able to go to my kid's school. My little one had an assembly today, and he was broken. I couldn't go. I couldn't even explain why. I don't understand. And then my sons have a field trip on Thursday, and now I can't go. We have a family dance on Saturday. My children were running for Duke and Queen, and now we can't go. They put a stop on it. I don't know what to do when we need help, because what she put on there, that's not us. And you can ask most of the schools, they'll tell you those letters are not us. So we need to help today, because what am I supposed to do? I can't drop them off at the curb. That's what those letters are telling me. I have to drop them off at the curb and pick them up at the curb. I can't get off my car. I walk them to their class. I pick them up from their class. I need help.
I wasn't planning on speaking here today, but I have to say that I stand by the Sandoval family. I've known Ruthie since I was a baby, and no, this isn't just my biased opinion. They are truly good people, and more than that, they are excellent parents. I measure myself against their type of parenting, and I just want to mention that this letter was brought into their attention last night. However, my daughter's in the same kindergarten class as their youngest, and we went on a field trip yesterday. And the teacher that was the subject of this letter was hugging on Ruthie, thanking on Ruthie. Ruthie is always the first to volunteer for anything. They have a big old car, man. All the kids are packed in there, and she's driving them. She's buying stuff. She's making sure everyone has enough. And I know that maybe some of this stuff is beyond your immediate control, but I'm asking you, please look into this, because they are good parents and they do not deserve this treatment. In fact, on my way out of the assembly this morning, I was looked at in the eyes. Oh, bye, Amanda. Where are you going? By the principal. And I just, bye, you know, I'm leaving. What do you mean, where am I going? Because they're aware that this meeting was happening today. And I don't want to be intimidated, and for me, my natural reaction is to, you know, be defensive, but it's not the case, because it's not about us parents. It's about the children. It's about their education. It's about their rights to have a safe learning environment. And how can they, when they're being told before the parents are even informed that their parents are not going to be allowed on campus? Excuse me, if you come to my kids and let them know some adult situations, that's just, it's wrong completely. So I just want to ask you, please, by all means, look into this.
No one else wishes
No,
to
I just want to
speak?
clarify one thing, because I realized that I said that she asked me where I was going. That wasn't how on my way out today, she said, bye, Matt. I felt like she knew where I was going, and it was just the way she looked at me, the way she said my name. Just want to clarify, but either way, it was intimidating.
Help Oasis, because my dad said that to us that they said some rude comments, and
Hi, Wes Weiss, Linus resident. Also, I got a YouTube channel. I do anything social, environmental justice oriented, civic engagement as well. Started out with building a better board back in 2014. Janet Barnes, we call her Janet Barnes, with the SESD. Certainly well familiar with a lot of the retaliation and intimidation that happens. I kind of fell into it as the anti-nepotism policy back in October. I started videoing the meetings because there was no video available, and you know, just for my own clarity, I like to be able to see what happened rather than just hear what happened. And so I videoed the first one back in October of last year, and that got 624 views. Shortly thereafter, they approached the outside school district, and that came up with 1,128 views. 166 views just for public comment, 62 views for anti-nepotism. They also did fireworks and bylaws and new president, vice president. The next thing was December, 358 views. And the latest one here was the Oasis Charter School full board meeting in January, which has already got 153 views as of January 31st to today. So that's hardly a week. People are interested, parents and teachers, they want to know what's going on at their school. And one of the big things that really bothers me is they're trying to charge $85 now per hour for a tech charge for a copy of the board meeting. And it's like, I don't even think that's legal to begin with. And secondly, I mean, it almost implies if you're trying to make the barrier so hard for information to flow, it's like you don't want it to happen. So what are you hiding is what really trips me out. I asked for a PRA a couple of weeks ago. I still haven't gotten an answer back as to the paper trail for the $85, how that was approved. And I'm still waiting. And I don't expect a response. I seen her at Juntos Podemos just prior to the board meeting to, I guess, confront that issue. And I had hoped that would have reminded her to send me an email, the director, Dr. Perea. And, you know, we had a good, pleasant conversation and thought we were, whatever, connecting, and no email, complete ignored. And even when I approached her at the board meeting, she's like, I can't talk to you. And, you know, and it's the level of integrity and transparency and accountability that I'm looking for. And I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it with this board whatsoever. It's pretty well independent on an island on its own. Publicly private Oasis Charter School. I mean, it's a nuance in itself, and it needs to be curtailed.